Hi, welcome to ADHD TV with me, Jo Richards. So I'm doing a short series of videos about Thomas E. Brown's model of executive functioning. And I have done previous videos that summarises all of the 6 key elements. And then what I'm trying to do is break down each one. And I've already done a video on effort, but the example and the information I gave was more to do with like personal, social situations. And I just wanted to jump back on and do another one because actually when it comes to our working lives and everything about effort and how much it takes us, we have bursts of energy, and when we get those bursts of energy we tend to do 150% in comparison to when we don't have that energy. So we're really, really productive. We get loads done. Unfortunately, we don't have any control on how much energy we're going to have each day. And there are obviously lots of things that implicate whether we have energy or not. And I mentioned them before, but there's loads of things like lack of sleep. It could be your diet. So if you think about historically over the last month, how well you may have done with being hydrated, with eating really well, even remembering to eat, how much sleep you're getting. Are you struggling to go to sleep? Are you struggling to stay asleep? These are all things that come with the ADHD brain. Obviously, have you got chronic pain? For me, my muscles don't turn off, so I've got chronic stress and tension in my back and my neck and in between my shoulder blades. And so I wake up really in a lot of pain. I wake up several times a night. And this has an impact on the next day, the next 2 days, the next week, the next month. And so when you're thinking about how much effort things take, these are lots of contributing factors that we need to consider. And the fact that we have no control over it, and we're thinking about our working lives, so many clients that I've spoken to, when we've looked at all of the different situations that are impacting because of ADHD, and then how they're constantly trying to fit into the normal 9 to 5, maybe working, if they're not working for themselves, they may have a part-time job as well, and just how much effort everything is taking. And obviously burnout is a real problem and a real route that we are quite often following because we don't either understand we've got ADHD and we don't understand how much effort things are taking. And we get the bursts of energies. Of course, we love that side of us. Who doesn't love being really energetic and switched on and ready to go and enthusiastic? And so, yeah, let's get loads done. And we do put in so much effort and we do achieve so much in that short window of time. And so there was one example, my ADHD coach was working with a client a few years ago, and what they discovered while they were working together, and then what she then decided to do afterwards, was just realised how much effort things take, and actually that in how much she did achieve when those bursts of energies were going. And then looked at her diary and said, well, okay, the typical working year, how does that look? And then just trying to have an understanding of what those patterns may look like with the bursts of energy, or with the new awareness and understanding that, you know, we don't tend to relax and rest very often. And how many times that has led to burnout within her life. And then what things could be changed, tweaked, and implemented so that that isn't the road you're continuing on. And that could be, you know, if you do know that you've spent sometimes hyper-focusing and you've done a 14-hour day because you've just been hyper-focusing and you've managed to tick off so many things within that project, what does the next day look like? And rather than rolling into, 5, 6, 7 days of 14-hour days, which is, really difficult to sustain, it's understanding that we are sprinters when we do stuff, when we have got that energy. But actually, the way the world is set up that we need to be running a marathon. But that's not how we work, or how our energy and our brains and our creativity and our hyper-focus works. So, okay, that's the way the world is set up. How do I want to set my world up? And it's just about asking different questions, looking at how you've achieved things, how you work within a week, and then what you can put into place. Prevention is better than cure. And if we can make some tweaks to the way we live, the way we work, then we can prevent that complete chronic exhaustion and burnout that so often happens. I've got another client whose day really starts at 4 o'clock. After lots of other things are done before then, but the working day starts at 4 and ends at 2 in the morning. And that's how it works for her. She loves the energy of everyone else being asleep. Well, if it works and you can make sure that you get an adequate period of rest, and you work for yourself, then rather than looking at it with shame, guilt, or any negativity, oh Christ, I've not done anything and it's now 4 o'clock. If you know that 4 o'clock is the time, once you've got everything else done, and you're able to sit down and then hyper focus until, into the evening, just making sure that you are setting reminders so that you do get some hydration breaks and other things. And then making sure that you put the foundations in beforehand. So make sure there is some sort of exercise and walk before you sit down to work at 4 o'clock. It's just about looking at how you work, where your energy levels are, what's the best time of day. My best time of day is 4 o'clock in the morning. Well, okay, how do I support that? I need to go to bed early. I hope you find this video interesting and it gives you some food for thought about how you are running your business, your work life, based on the spurts of energy that we can have. And I look forward to talking to you in the next video. Take care.